Friday the 13th of June, and we had this massive push up here with oil, like almost $8.50. It's huge. It's just, you just can't appreciate how big that is compared to what oil normally does. Look at the size of it. Okay, and then it's obviously now come back. It's come back to the 50 period moving average. This is a 15-minute chart. Okay, of crude oil. Sorry, it's come back to the 15 minutes, the 50 period moving average. This black thing, and now it's starting to move up. And we're going to incorporate the worm as well. So for me to take a long, there's a lot of things that have to happen on the 15-minute chart, and of course, starting with the Donchian channel, I want to see price breaking through this yellow middle line. I want to see it above the 50. Okay. I also want to see the RSI above its moving average, and I also want to see this OBV MACD green at least, and also pushing through the zero line. So there's a lot of things that have to happen on a 15-minute chart. One thing that concerns me with this at the moment is the middle line of the Donchian channel is still pointing down. So can you see how it's pointing down? It's not pointing up for longs. So this is where your analysis, you have to come in here and try and work things out. Now, like with all things with trading, this could turn around the market and go long right up to 80 cents tonight. It probably will. I don't know. So right now we're just in a correction phase of oil. I have no idea. However, these are things that I'm very skeptical about when we have these massive big moves in the market. What am I trying to say? Is if you do see these moves, just be really careful, hey. Because a big bar could just come along and wipe you out. Okay, you can go down to lower time frames on this. I think I made a video before, and try and scalp. So like the 1 minute on this, of course, it's going to show you some fabulous results here, as the 1 minute will. I'll just keep going back. There's a 2 minute. Let's just not so good, but there are some results. Quite a good result here on that 2 minute. It stayed up, and you can see what I look for on this Donchian channel. You can actually see that the yellow line is pointing up this way. So that, to me, is a really good, strong indication that things are going well. I'll just go back to the 15 minute. Oh, the internet is so friggin' slow. So there we are on this 15-minute side of things. Let's look at the worm side. The worm is completely different than the 15-minute chart. I prefer to trade the worm because it gives you, I feel like I'm more connected. I really feel like I'm right in here with the bars. Just the big turnaround that it gives you right here versus the 15-minute chart. Everything is so freaking laggy and heavy on this 15-minute chart. The only thing that isn't is price. And you can see here on the 15-minute chart, it came down, and there's been no more lows on the Donchian channel. So price is moving up, but everything else around it is very slow. All these indicators down below, and including the Donchian channel itself, with this yellow line moving that way. But we can still, we use that also to help us gauge what's going on here with the worm. But the worm is it's instantaneous and probably a bit dangerous too. It's a bit like trading a 5-minute chart, a 1 minute chart. But what we can see is, let me just zoom out. There's the big up and there's the big down. It's bounced off the 1,000. It's bounced off this 1,000, okay, which is sort of like a 50 EMA on the 15-minute chart. It is and it isn't, but just pretend it is. So it's bounced off that, and we go long. So where do you go long? Well, it's broken through the yellow middle line of the DC. I would go long here as soon as it crosses the 50. That's where I'd be starting to pick off my longs, okay? No long here, okay? And of course a long here, which is like, look at that, $1.20. Also, just keep an eye on the left-hand side of the chart. Let me just clear some of those drawings. Also, just keep an eye out on the left-hand side of the chart. You're looking at the indicators. Are they pointing up or are they pointing down? Like the RSI around about here is starting to point downwards, so that you wouldn't go long if it's doing that. And that was that section right here on the right-hand side where my mouse is. You want to see that RSI, if you're going long, pointing upwards. It's a really subtle thing, but you'll see it. You'll see it go down and point upwards. There's a lot to trading. And even then I'm talking about you will get it wrong 50% of the time. But that is how you can capitalize on this. And there's one other thing too. It's like all this movement happened in the past, but we have memories. But it's right now we're looking at price. So that's in the past. You've kind of got to let it go and just get over that's happened and just focus on what is happening in front of you. Because if you dwell on the past, you will never get any further than the past. And right now we need to make money, so we're looking to try and go long. We're trying to find the best way to go long without losing our socks, losing our shirt, and that's how we do it using the worm. The worm is great. Using these two charts together really works well, but it's going to take a lot of practice. Or you can just trade the worm and go for it. You will need a lot of practice here. A lot of just reading charts. But it's pretty easy. At the end of the day, it's not that hard, but it is with the Renko. The Renko can be very challenging with the way that it behaves. Anyway, I'm probably just repeating myself with everything, but I just wanted to just show you that. Right now, I'm flat. I've had a couple of good successful trades and just enjoying a quiet beer on a Friday afternoon. I don't know if I'll trade again. It would have to take something special. I don't know what the market's going to do. It might just kind of go up and then just flatline. Maybe. I just don't know where they're going to take it. I really don't. I mean, will they take it to 80 or will they drop it down to 60 something? Interesting stuff. It depends what happens with Iran. I think at the moment, I think that's a global concern with oil. And so we just need to just watch. I don't trade the news. However, the news affects oil pretty severely. Okay, catch ya.